Let's talk about some of our favorite apps that we use as traveling musicians. Whether we're traveling from Canada to Japan, from Japan to Canada, or just living around the world as an expat or expatriate. Some of us are out here teaching, some of us have businesses. We're working for some of the greatest companies internationally, building schools, building businesses, but we have music in our blood. We have a lot of interest in expressing ourselves while we're traveling by bus, by airplane, by boat, by ferry. I've even made music on the back of a scooter. Don't laugh. Or a
Really?
tuk-tuk,
Have you? Have you?
Look, I'm a lifestyle musician, right?
Yeah.
So,
And then when I hear your true drum pattern or drum, how can I say song? You
yeah,
said that made it on the bus, right? Go
yes,
around. I couldn't believe that because its sound is
right.
kind of deep, and then also I can hear some voice in that drums, right? I can hear some. What is this? But did you made it just on the iPhone
That was
6 or
definitely made
7?
on an iPhone. At that time, that was an iPhone 6, iPhone 6S. So Hiroyo was referring to a series of drum songs that I made, and
Yep,
she
yep,
actually
yep.
turned into other like full songs with lyrics and other instrumentation. So if you guys want to hear those songs, they will be published at dipsvibes.com,
Oh,
of course, right?
we
So
want, we are looking forward to hearing those songs
for
someday
sure, but
very
of course,
soon.
it
Okay,
relies on
but
me doing some of my mixing
let me
for
say,
you.
something. When I hear your drum, how can I say drum song, and
Songs,
then
they're not really loops or patterns. I mean, it's patterns,
no,
but they're songs
songs.
arranged
That's true. That's
just with
true.
drums.
Some different parts there, right? It's kind of slow, not slow. It's kind of quiet and it just so aggressive or something like this. And sometimes I'm chop it, chop it, chop it. You don't like
Yeah.
it. I know this, but
Well,
that was okay. Let me say that was my first time to use cube basses, right?
right.
that
Right.
that's experience that I want to share, right?
Where does Cubasis fall in our in our collections that you have right now? So Hiroyo's sharing our App Raven profile. You guys can follow us there. We'll link one of our collections, pardon me, in the description of the video, and you guys can follow us over on App Raven, especially if you're an iOS user. All right, so here's Cubasis. Now, this is one that we've talked about. We've spoken about this in one of our previous videos. We can also link that as well. How you can use Cubasis for Android and iOS. Pretty much to us, the best Android and or iOS music DAW, digital audio workstation for making music while traveling, producing on the go. This is the best one, generally speaking. Now, of course, there are others that we really love. For example, FL Studio Mobile is, of course, my favorite. It's not necessarily the best for everybody. I think this one hits the mark for the average music producer, whether you are a guitarist or you're somebody who samples records. I think this kind of meets somewhere down the middle. But let me ask you, while you traveled in Canada, coming from Japan, you're in a busy place like Japan where the cities are definitely busier than the Toronto city and busier than pretty much everywhere. I just want to know what is interesting to you about using Cubasis while you travel.
Oh, it's just I can say convenient and good. It has good sounds there.
Right. So in the Cubasis shop, there are many different packs that you can download. Some of them are free, some of them are paid. Of course, if you click that one, you see it says the amp rack. If you click download, I know
Oh,
you already
why
downloaded
you
it.
want?
It's already downloaded, I assure you. It's just, they do that for some reason. But it's interesting that you can actually download different packs. Again, some are free, some of them are paid. But there are many different instruments. I love the fact that Cubasis, or Steinberg, has actually added more instruments within Cubasis. So they're native to the software, so they actually run a little bit better. Because in our video where we spoke about the best DAW for Android and iOS, we crowned Cubasis as the one that's perfect for those two ecosystems, and of course available for those two. Even though I strongly believe FL Studio Mobile is number one, but it's not number one for everyone. That's the difference, okay? But I really like the fact that the stability of the app improves, or is essentially kind of guaranteed, as long as you use the built-in software. So I would say, and I'm pretty sure Hiroyo would agree, that when you're traveling, you want the most stability you possibly can get. And going to the shop in Cubasis and downloading all the different software, or the different synths and the different packs, different instruments, different effects, you actually want to do that. But if you go back to App Raven as well, you'll be able to check out our lists, our collections, and you'll be able to find apps that are on sale and find out the in-app purchases when they're on sale. Of course, you have to go pro. Hiroyo, I've got to ask. These collections, guys, if I call them playlists, you know I'm talking about collections, right? So these collections that you've created here, of course I've created some as well. Some of them say music creation reimagined. When you're traveling, let's just say you're traveling, you're in the airplane, and you want to get some new feelings going on, some new inspirations. Which of these apps that we have here kind of represents or gives you that type of outlet the most? Or maybe there is no best one, but I would love to hear your feedback.
Well, if you're on a travel, you feel something different, imagination or inspiration onto you, and then I'd like to use something different, DAW, or a different way to create music. So let's talk about this one. Is music creation reimagined. This is kind of different structure to create music. So when you click this, you can see some type of descriptions here. Maybe you don't understand. I don't understand. To be honest, I can share my honestly. I don't understand this system is, but so far I can play with it.
But you can play it.
Yes, and then sometimes I'll create something and then add on to my Cubasis to grab some sound on it and use that. Even though you don't understand what app
the description
is,
or the system or whatever algorithms they're discussing, you
don't
just
worry.
know that when you open it, you can start to manipulate the screen and make cool sounds and cool visuals.
Yeah, that's right? Very important for you. Don't think too much. Just grab a good sound onto your DAW, or even itself is good, and then grab out of audio file or MIDI file or
like export
whatever
it to be used somewhere else. Yeah.
Yes, that's
can you
good.
go back? Yeah.
Right.
I think this one, Mutant, is pretty interesting. Or Mutant.
Mutant.
So
yeah.
Poly 2 is quite interesting as well. And I think
you love it.
Right. It's just such an experience to play it. And it is free. I think you can get some element of it free. But of course, if you do the in-app purchases, you can of course grab more sounds and more exporting options and things like that. But even just to try it for free, it's so fun. And I could see myself sitting in a field or in a park, like just a nature space, watching butterflies, looking at squirrels, who knows, and chipmunks. Just
nature land.
At the same, right. Just
not in Tokyo. Tokyo is so noisy.
I see.
In the
Yeah,
setup.
you're right. Yeah.
We will share the later is how noisy in Tokyo. It's a part of that. So, okay, go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Well, let's share it now. All right. So this is our page on Zora.
Yeah.
Zora is a way to create tokenized art creations. Of course, you can post anything you want. You guys are familiar with YouTube Shorts and other vertical video platforms. But Zora is a very similar thing, but it's designed to be tokenized digital assets. Now, you guys know us as creators. We're super excited about digital assets. This is why we share a lot of this information on the Blends Group website, to give people lots of information about how to use digital assets, tokenized digital assets, into the future, and ways to essentially make their art have some type of legacy in a way, right? And so we're super into that, right? So,
but don't be overwhelmed. We will teach you. We will guide you.
For sure.
When you come to our community, don't be overwhelmed. So many things in the world, but you can see what you really, really want, and then when you with us, okay?
She likes to say, "Don't worry, we will take care of you. We'll explain. Don't get overwhelmed." Yeah, so tokenized digital assets can be tricky, and some people think, "Oh, blockchains are scams." No, as creators, as musicians, as editors, as videographers, my goodness, do I have to keep going on? Photographers, as a musician, you are probably doing everything. So again, this is why we discuss digital assets, tokenized digital assets, and the likes within Blends Group, on the Blends Group website, and of course right in the Blends Group school. So join us at the link in the description. But this is our page on Zora. Again, it's digital assets, tokenized digital assets, but this is our art. These are our creations, and I want you guys to dive in and check these out and see what we're creating, because it's, first of all, it's fun. You see these ones here are definitely Japan, right? You see those here are Japanese setups. Right, we've got some of our traveling gear like there. I'm not going to click into any of them. I don't want to spoil any of them. I think they're all really fun. There's some music in there as well as some visuals and some of our discussions. Check us out at Zora. I guess we should probably link this for them, right? What do you think?
Yeah, sure,
Nice.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Why not? Enjoy. Just have fun.
Now we're back on App Raven, and Hiroyo, I want you to go back to the collections that we've created. And I want to ask you a question. So when you're traveling and you have 3 apps you could choose, only 3, okay?
3?
3 must-have apps right now. Of course, I'm assuming one has to be a DAW, a digital audio workstation.
Including DAW?
Yeah.
No way. Oh my God.
Come on. You could choose one DAW and you could be good with everything. But you're traveling, you're leaving Tokyo, you're getting on a flight, and you're traveling to somewhere in Toronto, let's say the Toronto Pearson International Airport, right? Okay, you got 3 apps to choose from. Let's hear what you're going to choose, and I'll see if I can guess why.
Okay, 1, FLSM.
FLSM, FL Studio Mobile. That will be in the Power DAWs collection, right? Okay,
Sure.
I would say why. I'm going to tell you why. It's because it's got very strong, very good app sounds, a lot of good modules, or in this case, the modules are instruments and effects, and it's also really good for mixing and mastering within the app. Okay, that's one. Guys, of course, you can check out Winning with Blends. That's my other channel on YouTube. You guys can check that one out for lots of guides, pro tips, and of course, you can check out flpro.app. What's the second one? Let's get your second tasty must-have travel app. Let's go back to the collections and see.
No, again, just only 3, right?
Only
I have
3.
to comfort. Oh my gosh. Maybe, okay. I would say Visual Synthesizer 2. I don't
Visual
use
synthesizer.
Yes, I just use this visual synthesizer. It doesn't say 1, but it's 1. But this is new to me. I will grab this because we can create the visual. We can create visual thing with sound. I think it's very good for traveling.
Right.
Yeah.
So the reason I was going to say, I think you probably stole it anyway, you probably said it, is because it's a music tool but it allows you to express yourself with visuals.
Yes,
and
good
we like to
explanation.
use-
Thank you.
Right? We like
That's
to
true.
use some of
That's
these
true.
tools.
That's true. I don't have a good words to express that. That's true. Okay.
That's okay.
Yes.
But we like to use some of those visuals and other visualizer apps to create our videos on our Zora page, which again we'll link in the description. Okay, that's 2. Give us one more must-have app. And guys, let me make this clear. This is not like a guarantee everybody has it. It's just a personal choice on the fly. You know?
Yes, it's just my favorite. Okay. Okay, of course, Cubasis.
Cubasis. Okay.
Already Cubasis has, as you said, already Cubasis has good sound. So recently
Right.
add more sound,
Yeah,
like
much better
acoustic
sounds,
one.
yeah.
Yes, acoustic sound is very good. So you can buy it in a purchase,
Right.
maybe. So
I think.
yeah.
Yeah,
so,
there are lots of sounds. Yeah, lots of apps as we've shown. I think one the main reasons why you like it is because it resembles the traditional desktop digital audio workstation DAW as one major kind of general idea. It's really good for using AUV3 on Mac devices, Apple devices, so you can integrate other sounds, other apps, other effects, and other instruments directly into Cubasis. And of course, one thing that you may not have said, but I'm going to say it's very easy for us to transfer files back and forth to each other when we're working on sessions like today, you know?
yeah, yes, we did. Session
know,
file
so-
is very light, so easy
Yeah.
to back and forth.
Right.
Okay, but we have the same apps on the DAW. Okay, if you
Yes,
don't have
yeah,
it,
so-
that's a very important
Right.
part.
Well, so when collaborating internationally and you're using something like the iOS ecosystem, of course, this can be very different from using Android or Windows. So let's make that clear. But if you're using iOS, which we strongly recommend as the number one way, you must have the same apps or the same plugins if you're going to
Yeah.
share sessions like Hiroyo and I do, right? So I'm gonna tell you my 3 that I would grab right now. Like if I had to choose 3
Okay.
apps, first of all, FL Studio Mobile is number 1, and that's it. That's my list done. Okay.
Really?
Just one is good enough. Well, okay, like I'm kind of exaggerating because why would I limit myself if I could choose 3? FL Studio Mobile is definitely number 1. There's no question about it.
But
as
one
much as
thing
like
okay, sorry to interrupt you. One thing I want to say, I want to mention. Yeah, for me, FL Studio Mobile is kind of difficult to understand. So when I saw your YouTube channel, Winning with Blends, that was good tutorial for me. But like I said, video, how can I find a good part of what I want to know? So then you create it. So ta-da!
Yeah. Go to my channel and search for things. That's the best way. Go to playlist and search, or just go to f.pro.app and search for stuff,
Okay.
because that's also an app I created for the purpose. So for me, yeah, FL Studio Mobile is number 1. I might only just stick with FL Studio Mobile. No, FL Studio Mobile is number 1. And I would probably also put Cubasis in there just so that I could collaborate with people more easily. But I might actually go and just choose 3 DAWs. This is a tough one. Why did I ask you this question and I myself can't even answer it, you know? It's really tough. Okay, here. While traveling, the 3 apps I'd choose would be FL Studio Mobile. I would also choose Bruce Free, which is noise free. It's made by Clevegrand and BRUSFRI, and that is good for recording and to ensure that you have no kind of like you can isolate sound. It's really nice. It's really useful. I think that would be really good if I wanted to sample. This is a tough question, my goodness. And another one that I might use could be Koala Sampler for sampling. This is really hard. Guys, leave a comment in the comment section and let us know what 3 apps you would use for music production while traveling. This is really tough. I'm sorry for asking you this question because I realize it's actually more difficult to answer than I thought.
Yes, you created it by yourself, and then this is koala. But I used a little bit, but I don't know how to use it. Have you?
Yeah. What we'll do, I think, like all of the apps that we use, we eventually get to them and we start to make a little series of music and maybe just an entire album. So we haven't actually you and I together haven't gotten around to using Koala Sampler just yet, but I think we will eventually. And when we do, guys, we'll of course publish it at dipsvibes.com, right? Koala Sampler does have some in-app purchases, and once you grab them, you can eventually get some there's like the samurai mode, samurai edition, pardon me. There's the mixer. Once you have the mixer, but at that time you get the Koala. As you see at the very bottom, there's Koala AUV3 plugin. And so for those who aren't familiar, an AUV3 is just an audio unit extension, and it allows you to use other apps within the app. So just imagine loading up Cubasis, and now you can also load other effects, whether samplers or MIDI tools or instruments, synths, drum packs, drum tools, synthesizers, bass, you name it, you can load them in to Koala Sampler. Now, of course, FL Studio Mobile does not support AUV3. I think for one, it's because it's a multi-ecosystem app, and maybe they just don't do that. Perhaps it's stability. They want to ensure that the app is very stable. That's another thing. FL Studio Mobile, I find, is more stable than everything.
Yes,
with the exception
yes.
of Korg Gadget. I think Korg Gadget.
Don't forget this. This is representative of Japan. Welcome to Japan.
Right? Tokyo. That's it, exactly. Korg Gadget, from my side, has never closed, has never shut down, has never frozen, whether it be on my cell phones, my tablets. I've never had this issue on the Nintendo Switch. I've never had Korg Gadget break down, slow down, stop, close, anything like that. So far, number one, and of course, let's go back to Koala Sampler. I haven't used Koala Sampler as deeply as I've used Korg Gadget, FL Studio Mobile, GarageBand, Logic Pro, Cubasis. I haven't used Koala Sampler as much, so I don't want to put Koala Sampler in the conversation for this point. But so far, Cubasis is the least stable so far. Gadget is probably number one in terms of stability, and two would be FL Studio Mobile. I have had FL Studio Mobile close on me before, very rarely, maybe once or twice, but it does have a save state. So if ever it does close, it will load up in its previous state, which I think is fantastic, right?
Okay.
Cool. So there you go. We have just discussed a bunch of our favorite apps that we use, that we are essentially saying are kind of must-have apps for being on the road. You know, Hiroyo Watanabe coming from Japan, myself, Justin Blends from Canada. When we travel the world, you know, the first app I was using was really on my Nintendo DS. And that was Korg DS10, right? So for those of you who are familiar with the Contact Project series of albums, I have maybe four. I believe I've only published two. One of these days I'll release more Contact Project albums, but I made that on, of course, the Japanese tool Korg DS10, and that was fantastic. But that's still very analog. I had to plug in directly to my mixer and record those into my studio DAW at home, and that was before I was really mobile. It was like partially mobile, and there's nothing wrong with not being mobile, but I was working on my Nintendo DS with headphones. Yes, Nintendo DS with headphones, or plugging it in and using speakers, and then record them live, track them, the full 3 or 5 minute songs, and then mix them in my DAW. And then, of course, record videos on my phone and things like that. And yeah, so it was like very much a mobile experience while traveling Asia. So, guys, I'm glad you guys stuck with us to listen to some of our top apps that we recommend for traveling, especially again from Japan, and Canada. And we want you to watch this video here. to learn more about some of the best apps just in general that you guys can use to produce top quality professional grade audio and music while you are on the go. Thanks for checking it out. All the best.
Bye.